morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday, everybody.
Good morning, everyone.
Monday.
Hey, baby, how you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm well refreshed, man. I'm feeling good. And oh, by the way, Focus Radio still is playing the hottest music.
Absolutely.
You better go ahead and get that going. Oh man, they coming up in the room already. Feeling good about it. I see Celine checking in from the A up in here.
Celine.
Farmers up in the building. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Farmer.
Chris Ham from Ham Fine Foods, as well as Charlotte is up in the building.
Good morning.
El Michelle, you better check her out on Thursday nights, man. She's got a really good show that she's been doing down there in Charlotte. We love that bridge being here in Roanoke, as well as the Queen City, as well as the 757 with FM frequency, and you know the whole team. Karen Mills up in here. Great early. Good morning.
You know that Charlotte is actually one city I really have not even explored.
Are you really?
Been there.
Are you serious?
I don't know Charlotte at all.
Baby.
Like I drove through it years ago, but I don't know Charlotte.
Baby.
I guess because I've always been a northerner, so I don't, you know.
You don't even.
But Atlanta, I got to experience.
Get the A Charlotte. That's what it's and I tell you, it was good to have my homie in this week. That's what I love about Roanoke and all those cities. See, the thing about it now that I think, and I love being in this position to tell these stories. Man, we have such a presence. The Star City has such a presence in so many different major cities that you know, it's okay for us to accept ourselves as our own entity.
Right.
You know, now, you know, of course you have to pay respect to where it's at, because I love the A for being the A.
Right.
But I love the A for having so many of my people from, like I said, I told you this last week, I was leaving from Grove's house on my way to Chris, and I had to stop to grab some gas, because down there, you know, you got dry places. You ain't like Roanoke that you go 5 minutes away, you got to go there. You're going to have to gas up, you know what I mean? And so in the midst of gassing up, I see Mike Willoughby right there at the joint. So, you know, that just, it goes to show the same way in Charlotte, man. Every time I was in Charlotte, I would step out, you know, I would see somebody, I see Doug Wambaugh, I see, you know, say a Vicky Chapman, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? One of the other members of FBI, you know what I'm saying? Jeanette up in that piece, you know. So I love how Roanoke is present in all those places, man. We're going to have to, well, we got some stuff set up for going down there, so we're definitely going to explore it a little bit more, right?
Definitely.
All up in the vein of that Focus Fashion, because, you know, that's coming up this week, man.
Yes, Sunday.
Yeah, man.
Next Sunday, Focus Fashion, the Sachet Fashion Experience.
Yeah, man.
It will definitely be just that.
Yeah, man.
So please come and support.
Yeah, you definitely want to check it out, because from my understanding, Focus Fashion don't have a whole bunch of Roanoke events next year. They are going to be on the road. Yeah, they're going to be touring. Going to be, like I said, Charlotte. Already got the Atlanta date set up, you know, working on the Philly date. And so, you know, it's good. It's going to be 19. It's going to be a good year.
It is. It's going to be a great year. So I'm really excited about everything we have lined up for next year.
Yeah, man. We do, you know, we try to do each one and take this time to go ahead and do this training. We're about to like this thing.
Like, and then we're going to share.
So, it is Money Making Monday, man. So I have to
Money Making Monday, and don't forget, people just came off the holiday from last week.
Yeah, and that was the thing. That was what, you know, I love the fact of seeing. Let me pull back. I got to give a shout out to the young men of Lux. I got to give them a shout, because they really converted that building to aesthetically, from what I seen, look very, very nice. It is a hot spot in Roanoke. It looks like the club scene that I go when I go to another spot. So them gentlemen for doing that. I hadn't been there before this event. Okay, because I always keep it real on the show. I'm an older cat now, so even though I can vibe and rock in the younger joint, I would rather be around the environment that suits, you know, the vibe I'm in. Now, of course, I might go down and post, but, you know, man, and that's what it was this weekend. Shouts out to E-Dub and Hub, man. E-Dub and Hub, it felt like back when they used to do parties and when they had their own, you know, when E had his spot downtown, man. Just really felt good for the city.
Sorry, I missed out on this one. I haven't been there yet, so I feel bad about that. I'm gonna have to go.
And you know, and that's the funny thing I said, because you know, we live downtown now, so we really get involved with the downtown stuff, and it is right around the corner, baby. So we do owe it to another minority-owned business. Those guys are enterprising, same ones who own First Down, which also gives another element. And so shouts out to them. But like I said, I really love what E and Champ. I feel like that's the vibe been looking for. And oh, by the way, those are brothers who've been doing it. We love seeing all the other people who are putting things together. I see one up in the room right now. Didn't get a chance to holler at him because it was moving, but DJ Unique is up in the room as well, man.
Good morning, Unique.
Yeah, man. And so all these things, I really think we haven't really capitalized on making that continual revenue generating opportunities. The nightlife scene of Roanoke, has. I would say that it actually shows, from what I've looked the past 2 years, it shows a lot of promise. Because it's not too far from when I lived in those other cities. Now, don't get it twisted. Those nights in those major cities, there will always be something going on.
Right.
But there are times where there's pockets where it doesn't seem like the activity almost similar to what like if you're here in our city. So now we love being able to have consistency downtown and vibe. But I'm looking forward to next year, man. We were able to do our Take Back Our Yard event out here, and we're looking to make it even bigger this year. So we're going to be talking to partners like the gentleman we have hanging out with us today to try to really put that thing to a mega level, because he has been one who took a vision, took a dream, and made it manifest. Right. That's a brother who comes from our city, who kind of in the same spirit, like I said, doing the fashion shows, doing the parties, doing whatever it took to keep a vibe, a heartbeat here in the city, and now let that take him out in so much that he's been a DJ who tours the world. Right. With the likes of such a Kristen Milian and even done sets for Beyonce and stuff. Just, to fathom that, man. And it felt good even in saying that, like how I was at the spot, comes in the young homie with Pops. So Pops brings in his two sons. I'm talking about Blink and 808 Ray. So, to have in the city, this type of energy, man, this vibe where we really have stars, yo. It's no more have to be apologetic for say our lives are different. We got real stars who operate in that space, man, who still show love, like in the fact that I was like, but I didn't see him out this weekend. But, he been busy, he been working, got a major thing going on.
Guess what?
Yeah.
He came just for us.
He's hanging out. I don't say just for us, but he's here with us today. He came and hung out with us, and so we really appreciate that, man. We're going to be sitting down with him because not only has he made it popping in the entertainment space, now he's got some joint with like a whole you're like, what, really?
Yes.
Like forever being innovative for real, you know what I mean? Because it's like, who would know to go after some Harvard Law-ish? You know what I mean? Who knows what happened to Harvard Business School-ish? You know what I mean? Who knew to go after that space? So we're thankful to have him up in the space, man. Y'all know him as Rod Webb, but I'm always going to give him his respect as the worldwide DJ he is known, and you should too. DJ Rose is up in the building, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back, all right?
Stay focused.
Was the night before Christmas.
Certified public accounting firm in Wesley Pugsley Jr. Associates would like to wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas and
Oh, wait a minute, Dad. We're not going to play that old song. Let's play this.
Hang all the mistletoe.
Nah. I got something better than this we need to listen to right here.
Drew.
We're not playing that song.
Anyway, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And if you're looking for a CPA firm to prepare your taxes, please consider us. We have over 25 years experience and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
The certified public accounting firm of N. Wesley Pugsley Jr. & Associates would like to wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And don't forget, tax season is right around the corner. Please consider us for your tax and accounting needs. We are a community-based CPA firm. Again, Happy Holidays.
Faith for a Cure has a fourfold mission rooted in the cure. We care about the cause. We unite people with people. We partner with researchers in order to provide the most current information for persons living with sickle cell anemia in order to educate and spread awareness about this disease. Learn more about sickle cell anemia at www.faithforacure.org.
The sweet spot yoni steams. What is yoni steaming, you ask? Wonderful question. Yoni steaming provides detoxification and natural healing for women's reproductive organs. They can be used to heal endometriosis, cysts, fibroids, yeast infections, irregular and painful menstrual cycles, and much more. Yoni steams can also be helpful for vaginal rejuvenation, and many women use them as a form of meditation. Get your yoni steamed at the sweet spot now on Facebook.
I love it though. It's gonna work out. It's up.
Bleepers.
It's up. She tried. Bless her heart. Not leave my baby alone. Not leave my baby alone. She tried. Oh man, but y'all, man, it's going down here on this Money Making Monday. It's only right, man, for what is happening with the city and the connections, like you said, Atlanta, stuff like that. Yeah. For the big homie to stop through, man, you don't need no introduction. We kind of say who he is, but man, bless you, brother, for being in here to let us know what's going on with you and see the new, the setup, brother.
I love it. I love it, man. Always growth, man. That's a beautiful thing to see. You guys are doing amazing things.
Bless you, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
we've been inspired by. For those of you who never knew what FBI stood for, it's forever being innovative. So therefore, you left a lot of great seeds here, brother. There's one who loves to pay homage to those who went forth, man. I will always say I appreciate you for that inspiration.
My man.
Of course, my brother being a DJ and stuff like that was the real connect. But outside of that, of where it's going around here, who also had love for my other brother and just kind of was one who was there. I appreciate you for taking it to another level, because a lot of people can get caught up. I don't want to say caught up. They've been in their space of staying in the local ranks and that being enough. But to venture out there into the deep waters as you did, brother, that's impressive, man. So I always going to show love for that, man. Appreciate you for doing that, especially for the city.
I appreciate that. I mean, it's funny. I ran into that myself like a couple of years ago, where I felt like I got comfortable in Atlanta in the space that I was in, and it wasn't working. And when I say it wasn't working, I got comfortable. Mm-hmm. And when you're comfortable, you get caught. You know what I'm saying? And so like now, and it's just when I was about to retire, I think the last time I was talking to you, I was about to retire. Mm-hmm. And now I can't. Because like other things, the universe had other ideas, and so now we're restarting again. So it's exciting. It's an exciting time, but yeah, even when you're successful, sometimes you can kind of get caught in a rhythm, and you forget that the hustle that you started out that made you successful, you have to enlarge that hustle.
Enlarge it.
I'm back on that again.
I love it.
You told me you're going to Korea.
I am. Yeah.
Okay, what's happening?
So all right, as luck would have it. Like the last time I was here, I told you guys I was kind of wrapping the DJ thing up to go into the business world full time. But roast is really the catalyst for all the business. Mm-hmm. So I had a good friend of mine who used to be the DJ for the Black Eyed Peas reach out to me. And he's signed with an agency in Korea, and they had been kind of checking me out and seeing what I was doing, and they wanted to know if I was interested. I said, cool, so let's have a conversation. So anyway, the conversation went well. I ended up signing with them, and so now I'm going over to like all of the continent of Asia, and we'll be working with a lot of the artists out there, but I'm touring on my own. So doing like some headline things, and I was telling you earlier that I got a text today that my first date is December 15th, so I leave in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, real.
Yeah, man. So.
And see, this is the thing about that, man. Thank you for just sharing stories, because this will let a person know how you have to be prepared at all times. 100%. Because if you really in there, when it comes, the opportunity, that window open, if you ain't ready to jump through it, man, that thing closes quick, and then now all you can do is tell stories about what you could have been.
No doubt. And you know, it's funny to be that guy where you're like, you know, I was so-and-so.
Yeah.
You know, and I was taking stock, like, I kind of alluded that the first time I came and talked to you guys, I alluded that I had kind of gone through a period that I thought was awkward for me. You know what I'm saying? And one thing, I read a lot of success stories of people in a variety of different businesses and fields and things of that nature. And I always look for their failures and their tough times.
Yep.
One of the people I really like is The Rock, because The Rock, he tells you everything about like when literally he had no money at all, right? So I know what that's like, you know, even being, at one point, like literally I was the #1 DJ in Atlanta, period. And then 3 things happened. Number 1, I stopped being hungry. That's the first thing. Number 2, the music changed, and I hated the music. Like I didn't want to play that stuff. That's just not, you know, I'm an energy guy. So when it got down tempo, that's not really not for me. And then the other thing was DJing blew up, and I was an expensive DJ. So the dudes that weren't expensive, who just wanted to be on the flyers, they started to become my competition. And I wasn't going to reduce my place to compete with them. So I had an entirely different experience that I had to kind of tend with. And at first I was kind of like, all right, well, I had a run and it's cool, and let me just go and do other things. And then I really started thinking about it. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Maybe I'm not ready to just cede that space, right? But the flip of that is that I didn't want to keep doing the same thing that I was doing. You know what I mean? I had, when I tell you, anybody that was in Atlanta from 2008 to, we'll say, so it's 2018 now, so we'll say 2010, I ran it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Changed the space of how DJs were DJing in the top 40 clubs. I came in like a hip hop DJ, aggressive. Now it sounds different. You know what I'm saying? When I fell back, it started sounding different.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that, because that just means that's not for me. You know what I'm saying?
I think the levels, and I ain't trying to cut you, because that's what I'm thinking about the whole ride. And I'm like, because this is where, like, even me as a music guy, them boys, and it's kind of ironic that you would be in Atlanta and that type of sound, you know, basically, you know, with T.I. and things like that, really driving that, would become that. But it propelled you into another thing about Atlanta that I think people overlook. The music and stuff is great and hot, but it's so much black business there.
See, and that's the thing. That's the thing right there, right? So T.I. is a friend of mine, right? And I like him. I don't like the music. I don't like the music is too down tempo for me. You know, and what I want to do, man, at this point, you know, I feel like just like FBI was a season, and FBI was a great season. But when I walked away from that, I never really looked back at it.
That's right.
Like people would bring it up all the time, and they wasn't even really on my radar.
Right.
I thought I was there with DJing. You know, I was gonna put the film out and then move on into like just doing business. But then I realized roast is the catalyst for all the business. So I feel like when the universe is like, you know what, I'm going to send you something in a space that you hadn't even thought. I hadn't thought about Asia.
Yeah.
I'd been there and we had done a couple of tours and in and out. But I hadn't thought about actually going in. They want us to actually produce records and put records out myself.
That's right.
And be a part of like, you know, TV things that they have going on in a world that's completely foreign to me.
Yeah, man.
Now that's exciting.
That's very exciting.
And see, and that's the thing I think that was happening to me in Atlanta. I just wasn't excited anymore. I had conquered it. I had just done everything. So, you know, when it comes down to it now, like you had kind of alluded to, well, one of you had alluded to the educational thing, and we can talk about that too. But when you go through a season where you're not the person anymore, you're not hot, like you're not as hot as you were. You're still functioning in the space, but you're not the man, right? You have to think about things differently, and what it did it for me is it humbled me, because I kind of got caught up into the entertainment thing. You know, like the entertainment game is a trip, and I started feeling a way that's not natural to me.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And you start running around with a lot of millionaires and people that have a lot of success, and they know you, you know them, and you're in the party and you're DJing, and you know Dave Chappelle's here and Denzel Washington's here, and you start really thinking you're something other than what you came there to be. I don't want to be famous. I could care less. I want to be impactful. And I started behaving in a way of someone who wanted to be famous, and I think life checked me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, and in doing so, what it allowed me to do is, like I have a foundation called DJs Against Hunger that literally seeks to feed people, not Christmas and Thanksgiving, but feed people, period.
Yeah, man.
I went back to that.
Yep.
I went back to volunteering at the Ronald McDonald House.
Yeah, man.
I went back to really kind of focusing on the example that I was setting for my daughters. You know what I mean? So, it's just, I think I'm a different person than I was last time that I talked to you.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a positive thing, because I think I'm headed towards more success.
Yeah.
But the arrogance isn't there.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think it more as a confidence because it's
That's
crazy.
huge.
I think it's crazy that we're talking about this because my experience, you know, I was able to do. I think it's levels. I mean, we know it's levels,
Right.
But so I had lived at a level where I was above. You know, let me just keep it real on the show because I got hang
for
with
sure.
it. So '89, well, the '80s, and the transition of money being in Roanoke from people doing parties, but also from selling dope.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So let's just keep it real.
Right.
So therefore, you get into a space, you start hanging around people who's influential and making money
listen.
that we ain't seen before, and you get into that space, and then actually you say, well, I know I can kind of work and wherever. And then you say, then I say, oh man, that's dangerous. I love it, and I love my people, I love my homies, I love this, and I know I could kill it. But I'm seeing too many of them go sit down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Getting hit, I knew was a part of it. I wasn't worried about that. Me sitting down is almost sometimes worse than getting killed because you there for now without with just sitting there at that time. And so, but that's a whole different thing.
Right.
Get on the other side of it, and you get to where I'm in Miami from music, and I'm listening to Maya, who is now her stylist is the same stylist for our friend John St. Clair's wife jewelry line. So we now all in the space. Now we're friends. We're cool. I mean, I'm in the midst of this, and what he had to school me on is that just be you.
Yeah, man.
Like we get to a place where now we're esteeming there so much that when we get there, we kind of miss it. And I think that's what I think. I love to hear the stories of you now going to another space, but I also love to being able to translate to those who not even got to the places you've already got there. And a lot of that becomes from not even knowing you're there, not even being present when you're there, still looking for something else.
See, all right, so two things with that. So the journey is more important than the destination.
That's right.
And you have to journey somewhere to realize that. You have to be able to compare it to something. That's the first thing. And then the other thing is that, you know, like, so a friend of mine just died the other way, Kim Porter. And I've known Kim since 98, 47.
Yeah.
And found dead, you know, and you can't take any of this with you.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
you know, that's the one thing. So we amassed, I remember standing in my closet and I'm looking at all these name brands and fly stuff, and I was kind of like, you know what? I don't care about none of this.
Yeah.
Like, you know, at the end of the day, man, like, you know, my daughter just got back from Paris. She celebrated her 17th birthday in Paris. And I knew when she came back, her worldview would be important, would be different. You know what I mean? And that to me is like, I'm more focused on little things like that.
Yep.
Like, you know, can we now have a conversation about what this world looks like? And, you know, it's interesting. So she got back 3 or 4 days ago. And yesterday there was a big thing on the Champs-Elysees where there was a bunch of bombings and things of that nature. And we had talked about that before she left. I said, I want you guys to be alert because you never really know when something can go left. And so to be able to have worldly conversations with my daughters and my mentees and things of that nature, to me, I've put more of a value proposition on that.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And it used to be about,
Because that's more impactful.
well, what you've done doesn't matter.
Yes, right.
And let me clarify what I mean by that.
Yeah.
I know a whole bunch of people that used to be so and so. I know like one really famous rapper in the early days of rapper who's an EMT in Atlanta now, and people pass him on the street and they don't know who he is. Right. I know other people who have had top 10 hits.
That's right.
And can't find a way forward.
Right.
Because they still used to be so and so.
Right.
And I don't ever want to be that person. And I kind of felt like that when I got caught in that situation where I wasn't evolving, and I thought I was on point. You know what I'm saying? I literally thought, okay, I'm cool, but I literally was treading water. And once you realize that you have to reinvent and you have to expand and you have to discover different things, and you can lose things in the process of doing that. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I lost is arrogance.
Yeah.
And I didn't need arrogance. And that was the one thing I was carrying that around, and that was a bag I didn't need. So I put that bag away.
Yeah.
And at this point, man, I'm just like, to get it, like we talked one time when I came in, and we talked about me going to an orphanage in Brazil, and I'm going to get a chance to do very similar things over in Korea.
That's right.
I just want to be impactful, man.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, man, I don't care what a person thinks about me. That's not my business. What matters to me is when I go back and I take stock of my path. You know, what did I change? What did I impact? What did I influence? It's like I was telling you guys a story about a kid I met on Twitter, DJ. Met him years ago. Never met him in person. Social media friend, and I just watched him come from nothing, not knowing how to mix records, to being Seattle's DJ of the year.
That's right.
A couple of days ago, and I know that I had an impact on his path, and he literally said that.
Right.
That's what matters, man.
That's
So
it.
I'm just kind of moving differently now.
I think the dough makes people is the difference in that. So like for most people who always I want the dough. I think once you get the dough, whatever way you get it, I think that's when that phase comes. Because as long as you always going at the dough, you think dough is going to fix all your problems.
Yep.
You know, and I really think about how impactful Belly was as a movie before people really know that, and how Sincere would say, man, we got dough. Everybody got dough.
Yep.
Now what you gonna do? Because that's the thing, and that's what it really has become for me. When I got out of the space, was like, because this was my biggest hang up. My biggest hang up was like, how am I making so much money everywhere else I go? But every time I come home, my giving to it makes it seem like I'm not. Until I finally said, you know what? I'm gonna take that dough out of the, because I know the dough gonna come.
Right.
Because I know dough will always come.
Right.
Let me just be impactful. And so that's what we've been doing for 5 years. And the dough here, baby, we may not got no old money. We got a whole lot of new money coming down. But I mean,
I see the growth, man. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, the work matters. I'll give you a little short story. So I did Sully a couple of years ago, the movie Sully, and Clint Eastwood was the director on that. And I'll never forget. Clint Eastwood looks like he should be dead, and I don't mean that in any kind of. Yeah, he looks like the Crypt Keeper, literally walking with a bag of bones, right? That man, I don't know how old. I think he's like 88 or something. He's close to 90. That man, from a director standpoint, worked from sun up.
That's right.
To sun, and I'm not talking about sitting in the chair. You go here, you go. I'm talking about like directing,
Moving.
like up, out, move.
Right.
And I remember just watching him. And he would come over and he would have conversations. Him and Tom Hanks, really, really humble people. And I think God was trying to get me to see examples in real life of, wow, you need to cut. You haven't done anything. Right. Like, relax. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I started watching people who are legends. I'm known in a small little pond.
That's right. Right.
These people are global icons.
Right.
How dare I walk around with my chest all
That's
poked
right.
out, acting like I'm somebody, when I'm watching this dude who's, again, he looks like the Crypt Keeper, y'all. He looks old as hell.
Yeah.
But his work ethic made me feel silly.
Yeah. Still.
Man, shut up.
Yeah,
you need to get back to,
exactly.
to really putting in the work, and I can tell he still loves what he does. He's got another movie coming out. I don't know if you've seen the trailer. It looks amazing. This guy, again, is close to 90.
Yeah,
so
man.
I just think life wanted me to turn a page, and I wanted to come and we have a conversation about that kind of thing, because I think sometimes we walk around here, man, and we're focused on things that we shouldn't be.
Yeah, man.
You know, and we give a damn about opinions that don't matter. There's no value to it. But my thing is, what is your path about? What does it mean to you, and what does it mean to others? Those that are close to you that you can touch, and those who you have no idea are watching.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So, you know, I'm just kind of, again, like in a different book.
Man, I think we all, and I feel it, and I thank you for that, brother, because that's the same way we feel about with New Focus. We've had a great conversation. We went to a place where we got to get ready to get up out of here for today, but man, thank you, brother, for coming.
Anytime.
We need this. We got to, I think this is our, the channel, because like I've been telling people, we have people who have influence on the world that's still connected to the Star City. And oftentimes they don't come because we haven't really placed ourselves at the level. We still talking about silly stuff from the party this weekend. Come on, man, let's step it up. But man, we do got to get up out of here.
For sure.
Rose, tell me any last shout outs or anything we got to know that's happening right now before we get up out of here.
New tequila's coming in 2020.
Yeah,
what else do we have going on? Doing some things with the new Boomerang television show.
Yeah, man.
And I'm just gonna keep hustling, man. I mean, I'm just back at it, you know, just stay on it.
I'm getting my passport. I'm trying to come over to Korea and see you, brother.
Come with me.
Hey, listen.
Come with me.
I love it. Babe, what you want to say to the people before we get up out of here?
Definitely shout out to you. Shout out to you for being here.
Thank you, baby. I appreciate it.
We appreciate it. We definitely appreciate
Yeah,
it.
that's
Thank you
mutual.
for the knowledge today.
Yeah,
100%. I love to come and talk to you guys, man, and just spend a little time with you guys. You guys are always my first stop when I come to Roanoke.
Bless you, man. Bless you, bro.
For sure.
Yeah,
for
man.
sure.
And of course, shout out to Roanoke, shout out to Philly, shout out to Jersey. And if your birthday is today, happy birthday to you.
Yeah, happy birthday to you. Thank y'all. The city, man, we feel good, man. I mean, I really think I'm no longer, and I love it that in January 25th is my 45th birthday. And if anyone knows angles, a 45-degree angle goes this way. It goes from this way straight going up. It's leaving, just gradual going on. So we starting that plane now, man. And I love the inspiration of brother going before. So I now can look and say to you, because that's what I've already been processing. But here it is manifested, man. And we do want to. I know you're going to be over Korea, but please make some space to come back. June, July, and August, we got our concert series and cultural arts festival. So come out and be a part of it. It raises money for what we do, take back our yard here in the city. We believe it's ours. And like T.I. do say, because that's what I did want to say, I finally, though, after I got over the change of it, man, that damn them boys, especially like T.I., I can't stop listening to his album right there. I can't stop listening to that boy right there. I can't stop. He said, I'm tired for us begging for stuff we can go get ourselves.
100%.
So we can go ahead and go get it, man. He's a prime example coming right from the city, and many others have checked in. Thank y'all. Like, love, share. Send it to somebody else, but you got to listen to the best music on Focus Radio by downloading from your Google Play or your iOS App Store right to your phone. Once it's there, all you got to do is push play or listen online. We're at
focus-radio.com.
Man, I love doing this, man. God is amazing to allow us just to have this space for our team, all those who are attached. Way more stuff coming out in the new year. But, man, I always love to leave you by saying that thing inside of you. It's not a dream, it's your purpose. Set your sights on your targets and hit them, because the only one who can stop you is you. Once you truly start to believe in anything and walk in your act of faith, God will allow it to manifest, and I promise you it's not something I heard. It's something we're living every day, and so grateful for it. Being at the broadcast live from the great city of Roanoke, Virginia, man, out to the world. It is the Daily Grind Show around Focus Radio. One more time, Rose, for stopping through, man. Love you, brother. Appreciate you.
For sure.
But we out here. See you tomorrow, all right?
Stay focused.